Hello everyone, welcome to a new video. Today we are doing something a little bit different. We're doing a pick a card reading, which I haven't done in quite a while, but someone commented that they wanted a personal reading, and I don't know if I'm ready for it yet. My goal is to eventually reach that point. However, I was thinking maybe I could do a series or something where you guys can kind of pick your own adventure and do the individual readings that I usually do for idols, but in this case you guys pick different piles and then you will eventually get your own individual reading, and that's kind of how you pick your own adventure type of thing, right? This will be part 1 of 4, because in case you guys are not familiar, my individual readings are 4 parts, which is current energy, career, love life, and any healing messages that go through. So in this video, we're specifically just going to focus on your current energy. I usually just use tarot cards for the current energy. However, by the random choice of my younger sister, she said yes, and yes meant we are going to use the Moonology oracle cards, which are the ones up there. There's 2 cards for each pile. Also, I wanted to mention that this is going to be a mini series, and I thought it would be a good idea because I was inspired by one of the tarot readers that I like to watch, which is a Spiritual Social. In case you want to check her out, she's pretty cool. And yeah, I guess let me introduce you to the piles that we have here today. So I thought 4 piles will be good because this is going to be 4 parts. And here, I guess we kind of pick a deck, but not really, because there's other cards that are going to be involved. But for group 1, we have the Jade group with the Linestrider tarot deck. I'll flip the first card in case you guys are like, oh, which deck is it? For pile 2, we have the Peacock-Borite stone. Oh, interesting. And here we have the Night Sun tarot. Then for pile 3, we have the red Jasper with the Shadowscapes tarot. And for pile number 4, we have the Amethyst stone with the traditional Manga tarot. So with all of that said, let's jump right into the reading, and I will start with group number 1, or the Jade group, or the Linestrider group, or however you want to call yourselves. Hello, pile number 1. Let's get into your reading. Let's see how your current energy is. So this is for the people that picked the Jade stone or the Linestrider deck. So let's see. Group 1, how is your current energy? So pile 1, how is your current energy? We have the King of Pentacles, the 5 of Cups, the King of Cups, the Ace of Cups reversed, the 5 of Swords, Death, 7 of Wands, Knight of Wands, and the High Priestess, and Justice reversed. So this does, I feel like you guys are okay for the, for the most part. You guys seem to be doing decent. Everything's okay. But I do feel that things could get better, or you're wishing for things to get better, because you may be you as an individual, you are doing okay, you're fine, you have done enough work on your person and your healing and stuff like that, so you don't seem to be in a bad position about your morals, your values, your goals, and those things that are within your control. But I do feel that you may be in a situation that makes things a little bit difficult for you, pile 1. So with the Jade stone, I'm thinking that you may be working through your heart chakra. So you may be having some difficulties with a situation you're in, or you may just be going through a rough patch, but it hasn't really affected your personality, or you are not hiding a part of yourself, especially because we have the King of Pentacles, the King of Cups, and we have the High Priestess. So those are 3 very feminine cards, because Pentacles are earth and cups are water, and those elements are feminine elements. You know, it's the energy that is a little bit more intuitive, more subtle, more nurturing, and all of that. I do feel that you've been doing some healing potentially with the High Priestess, so you've been a little bit more intuitive. And to me, the Knight of Wands talks about going through a spiritual journey, or going down that route of getting more knowledge, getting more wisdom, and trying to understand yourself in a deeper level, you know, going through that higher knowledge, because the Knight of Wands is representing Sagittarius energy, which is all about that. So you may be trying to find your freedom by having this understanding of your value, having this understanding of what it is that you're looking for, and what it is that you're aiming for, and what that means to you. So you're trying to find the whys of everything, and you may be leaning towards a spiritual journey to figure out that, like, those answers that are a little bit too complex to understand. And this is all intuitive, emotional, and it's things that you feel rather than, I guess, it's not too practical necessarily. But when you have this settled down, all these emotions, all these feelings, and all these things that you could put value into, that's when you can make a little bit more practical decisions, right? And that may lead you through a bit of a difficult moment, because we have death. So you are currently in a moment of transformation. Death to me represents a rebirth. It represents the I don't know if you can hear my computer working very hard next to me. So death represents a death and a rebirth. So it's the end and the beginning. And when we have the King of Cups, which is the end of the suit of cups, and then we have the Ace of Cups reversed, which is the beginning of a cycle, right? So we have the end and the beginning, right? And they're right next to each other. So I do feel that you may be going through like an emotional transformation, right? You're going through like something inside of you it's gone, and you're rebirthing into this new energy, in this new chapter, into this new beginning, and you're going down this new path. We do have a lot of cups now that I think about it, because we have the Five of Cups, the King of Cups, and the Ace of Cups, like all like in one area. So it feels like you're trying to balance this practical mind with this King of Pentacles, right? Strong Capricorn energy, and you're trying to lean more towards your Cancer energy with this King of Cups, which means that you're trying to be a little bit more emotional, you're trying to get in tune with your feelings a little bit more, and that's because you may have felt a little bit unsatisfied with the practical things in life. So what's the conventional things to do? So what society tells you to do, what is expected from you as an individual, depending on all of the factors that you may have thought were important. And you're going through this moment of trying to figure out what those mean to you, what expectations are being placed on you, and what are the expectations you have for yourself, and how do they align, if they even do. There might be things that you are expected to do, pile one, that don't align with what you value or what you deem important, right? Like whatever it is that you want to do, it may not be the same as what may be expected of you in your workplace or in your life, just very general, that kind of thing, right? So I do feel that you may be in a little bit of a pessimistic mentality, because we have the Five of Cups and the Five of Swords. So but this Five of Cups is talking about being pessimistic. Here we have the owl that is looking at the broken eggs rather than the other two eggs that it has. So it kind of shows that you're doing. So it usually presents a pessimistic mentality, but to me, owls represent someone that is very wise, especially when you have this King of Pentacles right here, which is also an owl. So if you put them together, you could say that you're doing the right thing. And by right thing, I mean if you're doing something within your career, or you're doing what is expected of you, you've done a good job. But you have noticed that it doesn't necessarily fulfill you to the potential it could, right? It's kind of like if you reach the peak of something, or you're moving towards the peak of something, and then you realize that it's not satisfying, it's not good enough. Why are you doing it? Or you may be getting tired, you may be looking at the negative aspect of it. So then that means that all of that pessimistic energy you may be potentially in right now has led you to go into this King of Cups energy, going into the, okay, I have everything I need in all of these practical areas, but what do I do to continue feeling fulfilled? It's kind of like you're trying to become this King of Cups, right? But you're not far off, you're already there, but you are going through kind of like a reset of sorts, you know, this death and transformation that is being caused by following what your heart tells you, you know, what will satisfy your heart and your emotions. But you may feel a little bit defeated. This Five of Swords, especially the imagery in this card, it looks as if you were feeling defeated, and because of that, it kind of goes very well with this Five of Cups of feeling a little bit pessimistic, like things are not working out, you know, having a little bit of a negative outlook into things. Also, to me the Five of Swords actually really, like, the feeling of it depends a lot on the imagery of the card, because to me the Five of Swords is usually a warning. It's kind of like a warning of, like, if things are going okay right now, be aware that you should look at your surroundings and, you know, not start slacking off, right? Fives are all about transformations and change. So to me the Five of Swords usually means you may have won the battle but not the war. And I think that in this reading, this kind of shows that, especially with how pessimistic and defeated this card looks, it may be actually a sign that it's kind of telling you, look, maybe things are not working as you may have wished, and you may feel defeated, but that's not the end. There's a journey out there. There's still more work that you could do to end up victorious and end up happy and then end up on top. I also feel that you may feel defeated because we have Justice right underneath the Five of Swords. So I do feel that you may have this feeling like things are very unfair, things are not working out. You may lack the right judgment, because Justice is, you know, having that balance and being able to see clearly. So with it reversed, I feel that you may lack the clarity or the information to make a reasonable decision for yourself. You may be leaning more towards one way or the other, which could be the confusion of this King of Pentacles and King of Cups, right? Maybe you're being a little bit too much in your mind, so it makes it difficult to follow what your heart tells you, or you've been accustomed to think before you do things in such a way that you may have forgotten how to do what you desire and what you want, or you've been working so hard towards one goal that you may have forgotten why you were on that path in the first place. You know, you're kind of forgetting your roots in a way, you know, what motivated you and what was the driving force for your goal. You may have forgotten that pile one. So you may feel a little bit defeated, you may feel it's unfair. I do feel that this could be a little bit of a misunderstanding with what you believe in. What I mean by that is that you may have wanted to go down a certain path and it may not be working how you expected, but that's because you are desiring one thing and you are getting what it is that you desire, but it's not coming the way that you were expecting it, so you're not even noticing all of the good things life has given you and it's rewarding you with, right? It's kind of like if things are not working out exactly how you wanted it and you're not getting the exact results you were looking for in the first place, you start kind of like ignoring all of the good things that life is offering you. As this Five of Cups is showing, you're focusing on what's not working rather than focusing on what it is that you already have, right? I do feel that there's this certain fear that you may have with the Seven of Wands. To me, the Seven of Wands talks about an irrational fear or having the illusion that you're afraid of something, so you start, you know, taking action in such a way that could be a little bit overwhelming for you. So I do feel that the actions that you're taking are towards trying to get clarity with this King of Wands, but you're also having this action of trying to overcome your fears constantly. So I do feel that it can manifest in two ways. One, you could be going, you know, evaluating your fears to have a better understanding of why things are not working out the way that you want them to or expect them to. And that's why we have the 7 of Wands and the Knight of Wands. It's kind of showing you are going down that path of walking through your fears to understand yourself better, which will give you that high point of view. Right here we have the High Priestess, which is it represents the moon, and the moon is the ruling planet of Cancer, which is the King of Cups. So I do feel that there's this high thing of like you guys are currently doing shadow work, or you guys may be in a difficult situation that will force you to go through this shadow work period, right? Look within yourself to understand yourself better, especially your emotions, that kind of thing. And we also have Death. So Death is all about transformation. And it's a Pluto card. So I do feel that kind of shows that you are going through a period right now of having to transform, not necessarily yourself, but your way of thinking or your views on something. That's kind of like the main thing right now. You are going through a lot of like emotional investigation. I don't know if that's the word, like the phrase that I was looking for, but that's how it came out. So that's how it is. Also with this Ace of Cups, I do feel that you may be struggling to go through this new beginning. Like you're exploring your emotions, you're trying to figure them out, you're trying to open your heart to yourself and figure out what's there. What is it that I'm aiming for? What is it that I'm looking for? You're trying to remember, you're trying to honor yourself. That's one of the things that I heard. But the other thing was like you're trying to remember who you are and what you're going for. But with this Ace of Cups reverse, it's kind of telling me that you may be struggling a little bit to go down this rabbit hole. You're having a little bit of difficulties understanding the situation you're in, but it seems to be like a very normal thing. Like little by little things are going to be clearer, things are going to make sense to you. But with this High Priestess reverse, with this Ace of Cups reverse, I do feel that life has offered you this opportunity. And with this High Priestess, we have like high intuitive messages. So you may right now have difficulties understanding those messages, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. You're just slowly building up to that. You're slowly going through that transformation and that change. Is not going to be a change overnight necessarily. I do feel that this one is going to take its time a little bit, because there's a lot of knowledge and it's a lot of deconstruction of your beliefs and creating new ones that do fit and are a little bit more aligned with what you really want and what you really desire. Because you may be going through a period of getting rid of the past to create a better future, which you are slowly working through in your present moment. But with that said, let's check out the 2 cards that you got, the Moonology cards, which is New Moon in Pisces, Meditate and Contemplate, and we have New Moon Eclipse, Expect Powerful Changes. So you have 2 New Moon cards, meaning new moons are, they represent new chapters and new beginnings. With this Expect Powerful Changes, I do feel that it's kind of representing this very big transformation that you're going through, and it's very important. It's going to be very important for you. You're going from one king to another king. You have Pluto and the moon working with you, as well as Justice, which is a Libra card, which now that I mentioned that, we have Capricorn, we have Cancer, and then we have Libra, 3 cardinal signs, which are signs that talk about change. These are signs that change in very different ways. You have a King of Pentacles, which is an energy of someone that knows how to physically do, and going through the traditional path and create change. Then you have the King of Cups, that is a little bit more nurturing, a little bit more caring, and they know how to create change based on their emotions. So if they need a cool head, they can go with that. If they can use their emotions to power through and give them more drive and inspiration, they go with that as well. So it's someone that knows how to work with their emotions, use them to their favor. And then we have Justice with the Libra energy, which is intellectual, that can create change when necessary. These are cardinal signs are very good leaders, but as a leader, they're pushing for change when it's needed, and not and it's not out of pride or stuff. It's usually because it's necessary. It's a necessary change. It's not just to create chaos. That's what I mean. But yeah, with the expect powerful change, I do feel that right now you're just going through a very important transformation for yourself, because it's going to create a whole different you, especially if you're realigning your beliefs. Beliefs are a very strong thing that we all have, because it is what powers us, is what gives us energy to go through and motivates us. And you also have meditate and contemplate, which here we have Pisces. So I do feel like right now you're going through a new beginning of trying to be a little bit more intuitive, trying to follow your heart a little bit more, trying to be more adaptable and easier, and make it easier for you to change, because Capricorn is a sign that's ruled by Saturn, and Saturn could be a really restricting planet sometimes, very rigid, very structured, very like, this is how ABC, this is how we go. And Cancer could be a little bit of go with the flow, especially since it's ruled by the moon, which is, the gravitational pull that moves our oceans and that moves the water on Earth. So I kind of point that out. So also with that Pisces card, when it says meditate and contemplate, the advice that you're getting is to just be a little bit more in your head but connected to your heart. So be like in that that thin space, the very thin line of the in between of your heart and your mind. And usually when you're relaxed is when you can reach that point. When you're relaxed, that's usually how you meditate, right? You do breathing techniques so like that you can concentrate on your body, and you're slowly releasing energy, and you're releasing thoughts that may be holding you back, so like that you can get out of your head a little bit more. And then you create this space where you're relaxed enough, where you are not hung up on anything, but you are conscious enough that you can, like, without judgment, listen to yourself. And that's why it says meditate and contemplate. Whatever it is that you're feeling, try to give it some time to, hear it out. Whatever it is that you're going through, hear it out, and that will be slowly building you up into this new version of yourself. So yeah, with all of that said, thank you, Pile 1, for listening to your pile and for picking it. I hope this was interesting and fun and educational, informative. Yeah. So Pile 1, look forward to part 2 of this video. At some point I will do another Peacock card reading, and in that reading you will be picking your career, so look forward to that. Thank you to everyone that watched all the way through for Pile 1, and again, I really do hope it was helpful. Feel free to comment down below what you think about your pile and what you felt about it and all of that. It will be nice to hear what you have to say, and it could be useful to other Pile 1s to know that they're not alone, or that advice that you have for yourself could be very good for other people that may be going through a similar situation. So love and healing from my part to you. Thank you so much for watching this video, and see you in the next one. Bye, Pile 1. Hello, Pile 2, or for those of you that picked the Peacock or the Borite stone, I don't know what to call it. Or for those of you that picked the Night and Sun Tarot, let's see how your current energy is doing. So how is Piles 2 current energy doing? Pile 2, how are you currently doing? We have the Ace of Pentacles, the Four of Cups, the Nine of Wands, the Six of Swords reversed, like the Two of Swords. How's Pile 2? The Three of Cups reversed. A couple more. The King of Swords the Page of Wands reversed, the Six of Cups reversed, and the Tower. So pile 2, your current energy, it seems like right now you're not grounded as much as you would like, but you're working on that. And I'm saying that because we have the Ace of Pentacles first, but then after that there's not much Pentacles. I mean, we have 3 Cups, 3 Air, 2, well technically 3 Wands, and then only 1 Pentacle. So you're not super grounded, you're not super stable, but I do feel that you may be working through that. You may be going through a season of Tower moments. I do feel that it's not like 1 or 2 events. You're constantly having to ground yourself over and over again. Like, I do feel like you're going through a period of constantly having to ground yourself. You may get angry a lot like pretty often lately. I'm saying that because when I was shuffling the cards, I felt very warm, and it was, you know, the warm of like when you feel like embarrassed, or when you're very mad because someone may have humiliated you. So damn, I said it wasn't humiliated. So someone could be putting you down and you're going through this constant Tower moments. Also, the Tower is representing Mars energy, and Mars is the planet of war. It is the planet of passion and drive and motivation. That's usually how I see it. So I do feel that you may be getting a lot of punches to your ego. Some people could really be hitting those weak spots, you know, those things that it is breaking you, I do feel, and you may be a little bit defensive right now. I don't think you're necessarily in a bad energy per se, but you may be in a fighter mode, ready to jump on whatever problem there is. I do feel that you may be very distracted because we have the Four of Cups, and the Four of Cups is the energy of someone that is distracted. But the imagery in this card is showing that you may be going through a period where you're balancing out a lot of things, and you may have emotional mood swings pretty often. You're not trying to, but you kind of are. I'm telling you, you guys seem to be going through a period of having to constantly put your, calm yourself, constantly trying to be stable, finding ground that makes you feel safe rather than constantly fighting. You're trying to avoid fights. I don't feel that you're necessarily the cause of them, but I do feel that you may react very strongly when provoked. We also have the Nine of Wands, so your guard is definitely up. The Nine of Wands is, here we have Moon in Sagittarius, so you are very explosive with your emotions. Here we have the Moon in Sagittarius, and here we have the Moon in Cancer. So is there more moons? If there is, come out now. And then you have a Moon in Libra. Oh crap. So so when I said crap, I meant like you're very emotional. With these two cards I'm getting, like, you're very emotional and you show it. I had a friend that had a Moon in Sagittarius, and she was pretty vocal about how she felt, and she felt it very strongly, especially when it came to any sort of like injustices. And I do feel that with this Moon in Libra, you will definitely react to any injustice, especially if it's one that it's done to you. But I do feel that you're very careful with the decisions that you make. You may want to jump the gun and react when someone does something that you're not okay with, right? But I also feel that you're not necessarily reckless. It's just that right now you're going through a very difficult period that has caused you to be very unstable, in the sense of you may be getting into unnecessary, exhausting fights right now. But yeah, with this Nine of Wands, you have your guard up. You're definitely defensive. You're trying to protect your heart. You're trying to protect your energy. I do feel that that's a big one, trying to protect your energy. And I do feel that you may jump the gun. I'm saying that again because we have the Page of Wands. To me, the Page of Wands is the energy of wait for the higher ups to give you the green light to take action. And when I mean the higher ups, I mean like your intuition. It could be your spiritual team, not necessarily though. But yeah, that voice within you that is like, this is the right time. It's time to take action. It's time to get this done. But it's reversed. I do feel that your judgment could be a little bit clouded right now, so you are not seeing very clearly. You can't hear clearly. You may want to take some time off for yourself to center again. I do feel that you're constantly trying to balance yourself, but it's difficult. You're going through this very challenging periods because this Tower card usually symbolizes your foundation getting completely destroyed, so like that you can build on a stronger and better foundation. So it's a lot more stable, it's a lot sturdier, and hence stronger. For a minute, I thought there was another card stuck to it. So yeah, I do feel that whatever foundation you were on, whatever kept you very stable and, you know, your feet planted on the ground, that stability just kind of went woof. You know, it's kind of like you were standing on a rug and the rug was just taking right underneath you, so you kind of lost your balance and you fell. That's kind of like the feeling that I'm getting, like you're constantly been going through that period of difficulties. We also have the Six of Swords reversed. Usually the Six of Swords is the energy of someone that's leaving behind some turmoil and going towards calmer waters, you know, leaving their mental exhaustion behind. Whatever is like mentally taxing is like, oh, forget that, I'm walking away, right? But with this one, with it being reversed, I do feel that you're still carrying a lot of mental baggage and a lot of weight, a lot of things that are holding you back, a lot of things that are weighing you down, and it's constantly going through your mind. You're constantly analyzing. I do feel that you guys are the type of people that it's like a water air combination, so you think a lot about the way that, you know, the way that you feel and how people make you feel. So it's you're constantly in your head about the way that you feel. So you don't, what I mean by that is that if it's not done in a healthy way, you could overanalyze your emotions to the point that you don't allow yourself to feel them. Sometimes if you feel angry, you will just start studying, why do I feel angry, what caused this, how am I going to solve this, and because of that you don't allow yourself to just feel the anger and then let it go. You just kind of bottle it up for studying. So you are not giving yourself the freedom that you need sometimes. And I do feel with this Mercury in Libra reverse, we have Mercury right here in Libra. I said Libra, but that's Aquarius. That's because I want to talk about the King of Swords, but that's in a bit. So that tells me that you may be denying your emotions a lot. You're not communicating properly. You may have a lot of, it's not witty remarks. I do feel that with you, since it comes out of anger and about holding something back, you may be actually a little bit more snarky. And if you're not careful, you could be hurting people that could help you in the future, right? Because I do feel like you may be in a situation that you can't help but want to blame it on someone, or you kind of just, you know, take that out on other people, and they don't really know what's going on with you, so they're just getting attacked for no reason. So I do feel that that's something that could be going on, and I do feel that you're kind of aware of that, and that's why you're trying to be a little bit more stable. I do feel that another situation you may be going through is something from the past could be coming back. I was not even going to pick this card, but then I was like, boom, let's pick it up. So the Six of Cups reverse, we have Sun in Scorpio. I do feel that some, you know, Sun in Scorpio. So I do feel that you may be going through a period where people from your past are coming back and you're not happy about it. Whoever or whatever is coming from the past, it's something that's hurting you, or it's something that you have to heal right now, and that's why it's coming back. You know, that's a Tower moment that it's coming through. Something there you go, so you can see it. It's something from the past that you are not content with, and you wanted to bury and leave it in the past, but it's coming back so you can heal it, so it stops weighing you down and you can continue moving forward with how that mental baggage that you're carrying because of past emotions that you didn't deal with. And I'm saying deal with because I do feel that, again, you kind of, whatever emotion you have, you pack it up, analyze the living hell out of it, and then you bury that. But it's you didn't set it free. You're still carrying that. But I wanted to talk about the Two of Swords. I do feel that there's different options that you have to go through, and there's options that are available to you that you're kind of still debating around, right? I do feel that it could be potentially, should I go down the path of constantly avoiding what it is that you're avoiding, or should you go down the path of facing those things that are bothering you? Should you try to fight for what was in the past, your past stability, or should you shoot towards the future and allow yourself to create a new form of stability, even though it requires going through those difficult things you're avoiding, right? So those are like the two options that I see right now based on the other cards. But this Two of Swords could also mean that there are some people that you consider very good friends, but they could be weighing you down a little bit. I'm saying that because the Two of Swords could mean that you blindly trust your friends, but seeing how it's above the Tower card, I'm getting that there are some that either your friends are what's causing you to have this Tower moments. Your friends could also be the physical reflection life is trying to put in front of you to realize that those are also problems and concerns that you have. But I will tell you this one thing, pile 2. Whatever advice you give to other people, listen carefully to what advice you're giving them, because that could be advice that could be very helpful to you. Just putting that out there. So if you have your group of friends and they're going through some sort of issue and you're like, oh, why don't you do this, why don't you do that, listen to that, because that is advice for yourself as well. The other thing that I was gonna mention, I hope I'm not repeating the first one in this one, but I do feel that maybe some of your friends could help you as well with this Tower moment, right? So one thing could be friends are creating this Tower moments. You might want to solve that or let them go. Or 2, the advice you give to your friends is good advice you should listen for yourself. And then the third one was your friends could be some people you could trust and tell them about the issues you're going through. You figure out which one resonates with you more. So yeah, people from the past, options. Okay, now I can go to the Three of Cups. So the Three of Cups to me is the energy of you not being able to celebrate happily. So I do feel like even if you're, for example, the Three of Cups is usually the energy of like hanging out with friends and partying and celebrating and being happy. So with it reversed, I do feel that maybe you're not celebrating with your friends as much. You are overwhelmed with your own thoughts and your own situation, that you can't live in the present moment as much as you will want. But also you may not be able to look at the positive side of the situation, and you can't celebrate your victories, you can't celebrate and just be happy and content with the present moment you're in because of the constant difficulties you're surrounded with, and the constant change and the constant, this is not working, this is not working, okay, now this is going downhill. So you're like in a very rough patch right now. I do feel that it's not going to be easy, but I do feel that there's still a lot of things under your control. Like there's still a lot of things that you can do. Doesn't necessarily make them easier, it just makes it that it's just a matter of time that you will figure it out, right? It's not like you just have to wait for things to just pan out. You don't, well, yeah, that's part of it, but it's kind of like you don't have to just wait for life and the universe to bring things to you, or to put you down the path to meet the right people. That's not really it. This is definitely within your power to figure out how can you like power through this this tower moments, or how can you slowly build yourself up through all these difficulties. But yeah, with this 3 of Cups, you may be going through a period where you don't feel that victorious, you don't feel that content, you don't feel that happy, and that it seems pretty reasonable if you're going through a rough patch. I also feel that when you're hanging out with friends, you can't be happy and celebrate with them because you're too busy still going through like over analyzing your difficult periods. You're still trying to stabilize yourself. You know, this is a new beginning of long lasting something. It could be a new project that is going to be long lasting. If it's a relationship, it's a new long lasting relationship, which could be love or any platonic relationship. If this could be your finances, like you're getting some money coming in, but yeah, it's a new chapter. So maybe you got into a new, you may have gotten a new job, and it could be very beneficial for you, but it started like on the left foot, right? Like it didn't start that well, or you can't concentrate as much in this new project because of all the external influences and difficulties you're going through. But now let's talk about the final card that I haven't even touched, which is the King of Swords. Okay, I did touch the King of Swords, right? Because I put that card down. But you know what I mean. And yeah. So this King of Swords is telling me that you have caged up your heart. As you see right here. I don't know if you can see it that well, but if you look at it, the heart is caged. So that tells me that you are not allowing yourself to just feel. You're not allowing your emotions to flow through smoothly. And that could create some difficulties, because then you are not, that's a little bit disrespectful to yourself, if that makes sense. Because you are denying a side of yourself. You are not allowing a side of yourself to be, you know, you're not letting yourself just be and just exist and just do as it wants to do. This sword energy tells me that you may have very strong Aquarius energy, because Aquarius tend to be known as signs that usually avoid their emotions, right? It's an air sign that it tends to just kind of neglect how they feel and ignore it, or just push it aside and be like, ain't dealing with that today. I'm not going to go through that wave of emotions. I'm gonna take a different ride, right? I'm not going through this wave. So yeah, I do feel like you may be going through that. You may be like that usually, like, I'm not feeling this pain, I'm not feeling this sadness, just move it on. I'm just going to ignore that. I'm gonna look the other way. But this King of Swords tells me that you may be very, very angry. Like I'm telling you guys, I'm not angry myself. Like, I'm perfectly fine, but I do feel like you guys could easily get angry. You could be hot-headed people, you know, short-tempered individuals, you know, or because of the situation you're in, it's easier to just tick you off. What else do I have to say with this King of Swords? You may also be in the current energy of someone that is very eloquent. You could be an individual that is very good with your words, and also you have a very sharp sword, meaning that you could, or is it a sharp tongue? I was saying sword because it's the King of Swords, but I do think sharp tongue could be someone that whatever you say could be very hurtful if you're not careful, because you're very straightforward, to the point, and sometimes you could say things in such a way that it could be very hurtful to the individuals around you or whoever you said it to. So try to not have the baggage that could hurt someone just because you're hurt yourself, right? So I do feel that you have the power of being very eloquent with your words and saying very good things and being able to promote your ideas and being very good at selling a project, but you could also be very hurtful to your coworkers, or I do feel this is like a working environment, but it could also relate to your family, right? In other areas of your life. This is of those things that you could be very mean with your words, or you could be very verbally just kind of mean. I don't know how else to say it, but yeah, your words could be very painful to other people because you are in a lot of pain as well. So be careful in not projecting your own issues onto others, right? Yeah, it's not their fault. It's like, allow yourself to feel, and you'll feel a lot lighter. Allow yourself to just go through the wave of emotions. I know you don't want to ride that wave, but you know, go with it. It will help you out a little bit in just giving yourself the freedom to just, you know, you will feel things and just allow them to go through, so you can just let them go, you know, set them free. Now, to end off your reading, let's check out the last 2 cards from the Moonology Oracle. Oh, I have them reversed. Here you go. So we have third quarter moon, adjustments are required. And then we have new moon in Leo, confidence is your key to success. Okay, so the first thing that I got was new moon, new beginning. You also have the Ace of Pentacles, which is a new beginning as well. However, I do feel that with confidence is your key to success, it kind of shows that if you know, allow yourself to be a drama queen, but, you know, okay, maybe that's not how I want to say it, but just allow yourself to feel. You know how Leos are considered to be drama queens? You know, that's fine. You're not hurting anyone. If anything, you could be annoying other people, but forget them. Just, you know, if you're going through it, have your meltdown if you want. Just don't, you know, allow yourself to feel, but don't do it in such a way that it hurts other people. If, you know, it's fine if let's say you're sad and that makes other people sad because they care about you, so they're sad in your behalf, if that makes sense. Allow them to feel that. It's fine. You don't be bothered that other people are going to be bothered because of how you're bothered. Bro, what I mean is that though it's fine if the people that care about you get sad because you're sad. It's just going to happen naturally, so at least allow yourself to feel. Allow yourself to feel, so like that, you know, you could all be sad together. Is that a good message? I don't know. But with the confidence is your key to success, I do feel that one of the messages going through is that you should have confidence that even though you're going through a rough patch, you are going to power through. You are a strong individual that can handle this. And by handle this, I don't mean that you're not affected by this. What I mean by that is that even though it's difficult, and yes, it's going to be painful, it's going to be a little bit overwhelming, tiresome, and yeah, you will be affected by the wave of emotions and just things not working out. You're going to feel it, it's going to hit, that's perfectly fine. You're going to survive it. I do feel that the adjustments required here is just to allow yourself to feel it. Even if it's a very strong emotion, like, allow it to go through. You don't have to necessarily show the whole world that you feel like crap. As long as you're aware and that you know, that's perfectly fine. You don't have to tell the whole world, guess what, my life kind of sucks. You don't have to if that doesn't make you feel good, but if it does, tell the whole world. Tell the whole world that you know that my life is kind of poopy right now. Yeah, kind of bad. Yeah, I think that's it. So pile 2, I hope that was helpful, entertaining, or at least a little bit enlightening. I hope I was able to give you some advice, or I hope I was able to clear some things up for you if you had any concerns or questions. Look forward to part 2 of this reading, which will be, I'm not gonna say the next video, but whenever that video goes up, you'll know. My next Peacock-Borite reading is going to be about your career, so feel free to check that out. Thank you to everyone from pile 2 that powered all the way through the end of your pile. Thank you so much. I really do hope this was helpful somehow. So yep, pile 2, feel free to share this with other people if you feel it will be if it will resonate with them or if they need it. I mean, it's current energy things, pretty general. Take whatever resonates and whatever doesn't, feel free to leave it behind. Apply this to your situation however way it makes sense. If it doesn't make sense, then I guess the message wasn't for you, and if it does, then it was for you. But yeah, I do hope you are able to get a little bit more clarity and have the confidence that you will get the strength to power through this tower moment. Just a matter of time, to slowly build yourself up and have that strong foundation that you truly desire. You're already on the way with that Ace of Pentacles. It's just gonna take a little bit of time because pentacles are kind of slow. Tell me about it. Earth energy, Snell energy. So yeah, I'll leave that there. Love and healing from my part to you, and see you on the next one whenever that is. Thank you so much for watching, and bye. Pile 2, bye. Hello Pile 3, welcome to your reading. Let's see how your current energy is doing. This is for those people that picked the Shadowscape tarot deck or the red Jasper. So let's see. Pile 3. How is Pile 3 doing? Oh, the cards want to fall out. The first card that you have is the Chariot reverse. Okay, how is Pile 3 current energy? We have Judgment reverse, the 5 of Pentacles reverse, the Queen of Cups upright, the Star upright. Okay, Pile 3, you're going through like some big changes. You have 3 Major Arcanas, 1 Court card, and a normal dude. I didn't know how to call it. Yeah, a normal one. Okay. How is pile number 3 currently doing? How is pile 3 currently doing? Pile 3, how are you currently doing? Pile 3, we have the 10 of Cups. How is pile 3 doing? We have the Page of Pentacles, which I don't know if it's reversed or not. We have the Queen of Swords reverse. I almost call her right. Pile 3. We have the King of Cups reversed. Last card for pile 3 is the Hierophant. So pile 3, what are you doing, or what are you going through that it's so important? I wonder. Hopefully I can figure it out. If I can't, it's fine. You don't have to tell me. Please do. You don't have to, but it will be nice. So we have a lot of major kind of cards, right? We have the Chariot reverse, Judgment reverse, the Star upright, and the Hierophant upright. So you are definitely going through a very important and big moment of your life. You also have a couple of kings and queens. I thought of the Red Velvet song, but for a minute I forgot how the lyrics went, even though it's in English. Anyway, so we have the Queen of Cups upright, we have the Queen of Swords reversed, and the King of Cups reversed. Now that's interesting. I don't really know what that means yet, but yeah, I just find it interesting that we have the Queen of Cups upright and the King of Cups reversed right underneath it. So that's something. We also have our normal cards. I call it a normal guy for some reason. Anyway, we have the 5 of Pentacles reversed, the Page of Pentacles, which I don't know if it's upright or not, we'll see, and then we have the 10 of Cups upright. So I do feel that there's a lot of emotions going on right now. I said Death was a Pluto card, but it's actually a Scorpio card. Gotta fix that for pile 1. Sorry, pile. Maybe people that picked pile 1 also picked pile 3, because I just noticed that. You guys got Judgment, and that is the Pluto card. That's not a Scorpio card. I feel like you guys are the type of people that kind of procrastinate. Not gonna lie, you guys probably procrastinate because I have all the cards in front of me, and I'm just kind of like not telling you what the message is. I do feel that your wish is gonna come true eventually because we have the Star right here. So whatever you're dreaming of is going to happen. It's going to come true, especially with this 10 of Cups. It's something that's going to make you happy. If it's a relationship or a partnership, it's going to happen. And I do think you guys are hopeless romantic, or you guys do trust that whatever it is that you were wishing for, it's going to happen. It's going to come true. You do trust in that higher power out there with this Hierophant card. Whatever spiritual leader you have out there, may it be like religious figure as much as it could just be the universe or that higher power out there that you believe in. That is something that you do trust. You trust that he's going to help you come closer to whatever it is that you dream of with this star card. I also feel that you are slowly getting the guidance to do something, but I have a feeling that you may be struggling to understand the full message of it, because there's this sense of not having full clarity, but you're definitely like, you've been cracked open. That's kind of the imagery that I got. There's a lot of water and earth for you guys, so you guys are not really, and the only air energy that we're getting is Aquarius energy, because we have the Queen of Cups. Oh my god, yes we do, it's right there. We have the Queen of Swords reversed and the Star, which are both representing Aquarius energy, which is an air sign. To bring that out there. But yeah, you have Earth with these 3 cards, and then you have water with this ones. We have Cancer, we have Pluto, we have Cancer again, we have Scorpio, and then the 10 of Cups. And yeah, we have Taurus energy right here, so very slow moving energy. You like to rest, you like to go with the flow, and you like to just take your time with things. The 5 of Pentacles reversed tells me that usually the 5 of Pentacles shows someone that feels abandoned or feels left behind, or they have lost hope, or exiled or something like that, right? Like you've been neglected somehow and you may feel very alone and left out in the cold. But with it being reversed, I do feel that you trust, you're not on your own. You may be a little bit bored, I'm getting, and you may lack a sense of direction because we have the Chariot reversed. The Chariot is the only card right here in front of me that talks about taking action. You don't have a single bit of wands, and wands is action energy, and you have none of it. So that tells me that you're not taking action. Currently, you're not taking action physically towards something. Well, wands energy also has like the idea of taking action, or the idea in planning towards action, so you are not even doing that. You may be relaxing a little bit, you may be wishing for something, as we have with the Star. The Chariot reverse is the only card you have right here. I will take an action and it's reversed, so that tells me that either you're not moving forward or you're not sure which direction to take. The Chariot usually is kind of like, do I go this way or do I go that way? It's also a card of just jumping forward and taking action, just being like, okay, I'm ready, let's go for it. You do have a lot of fixed energy. Taurus, it's a fixed sign. The Star and the Queen of Swords are Aquarius energy, which is also a fixed sign. And then you have Judgment, which is the ruler of Pluto, and then the Queen of Cups, which is also Pluto energy, and that is fixed energy as well. So you have those 3 signs right there. The other sign that you have here is Cancer with this King of Cups and the Chariot reverse, but that is a cardinal sign, which is a sign of taking action, taking leadership and in the initiative of change. But I do feel that right now you may be very okay, you're not like fully happy in the place you're at right now, but you're satisfied. Like it's good, nothing bad, nothing good. It's good enough. It's fine. It's okay. Could be better though, because you seem to be wishing for something happier, something better, a brighter future, a better partner, or a partner if there's none in the picture, or better relationships, like whatever it is that you're wishing for, you have hope, right? There's fishes right there. So I do feel that the pieces towards whatever it is that you're looking forward to, whatever you desire, whatever your goal is, they're coming together slowly. There is help out there for you. Like you've been heard, but it's moving kind of slow. There might be I do feel that I'm getting that you might be of those people that you are aware of the path that you have to take, but you have not gotten the green light to get it done. With this Judgment card, it could mean that you're not listening to your inner calling, you're not listening to your heart, you're not following your intuition. Like, it could mean that, because Judgment is about, you know, waking you up, having the spiritual awakening. It's a Pluto card, so it's like having that transformation, that change. But with it reversed, it could mean that you're not listening to it, or you're not aware of it, or it's you haven't gotten that call to do something. I don't feel like, to me, Judgment has, it's like, it carries a lot of weight for me. Judgment is a card that I was kind of like the theme of this year for me. That's why, to me, it carries a lot of weight. It's every time I was like, am I doing something right? Am I not doing it right? I will get Judgment, and I was like, what does that mean? To me, it meant that I was on the right path. But anyway, with you, it doesn't feel like it carries that type of weight. It's kind of, I do feel that it is just kind of a statement here. It's just kind of like, what I mean by statement is, the card is just saying, this is how things are. It's not a heavy, it doesn't have any connotations to it necessarily. No negative connotations. It's not heavy energy of like, pile 3, you're not doing as you should. No, it's nothing like that. Or it's not like, pile 3, if you don't do this, your dreams are never gonna come true. That's not how it is. The Judgment card here is just kind of being like, hey, it's not time yet, or it's here saying like, hey, you're not really paying attention to me. So the higher power that you trust is definitely helping you out. It's definitely, you know, setting up the pieces for your dream to come true, bringing a little bit more structure and a little bit more of a physical embodiment for your dream to become real and be tangible. Like, it's making it more tangible. I do feel that maybe with this Queen of Swords, because I do feel this is about dreams. You know, your wishes, your goals, what you are aspiring to do, and what you're like expecting things to happen. Like, you know, there's this, okay, wishful thinking has a negative connotation, but something along those lines, right? Like, there's a fantasy you're going towards. There's this faithfulness that you carry, and it's a, you know, you blindly trust in it, or you're trying to blindly trust in it. But with this Queen of Swords reverse, I do feel that you may have to communicate with yourself, or like write down, or have very clear and established what it is that you want, and how you're maybe ask for the universe to give you some signs so you know you're on the right path. I do feel that you know you're not alone, but sometimes you may feel like that, or you know that your spiritual team is out there, you know, to help you out, but you're not fully aware of where, you know, what's your role within this, you know, within your life. You may lack the information to make a proper decision and take action towards something that you want, so you may be holding back a little bit, or you just don't know which direction to go. But you're like, I do feel that pile 3 is a pile that it's co-creating with spirit, and they're aware of it. Like, you guys know what's up, but at the same time, you don't have like the full picture, so you are struggling to know which direction to go through, or you're just not going through it, or something along those lines. Like, I do feel some of you don't know which path to take, so you're just kind of like, you just kind of went like YOLO. You're just doing whatever. Others of you are standing still, and just waiting to figure out like what is, you know, you're waiting to have like a clearer mind, so then you can take action. This Page of Pentacles, I do feel that to me, pages are messengers, and with Pentacles we have, it could be about your health. I didn't even think about that until now. You may having some, you know, trying to work with your mental health. That could be a thing. I don't think this is necessarily super bad. I just think that you're just trying to work with your body to have a healthier lifestyle. That could be something that you're doing right now. I feel that's kind of like you're just idling, and is idle the word that I'm looking for? You know, like when you're just kind of like waiting for something to happen, so you're just kind of doing something to keep yourself busy. Like, that's something you could be doing right now. There's a lot of butterflies. There's butterflies here, here, and here. And then we have a theme of fishes with this ones. I say that and there's only 2 cards. But yeah, butterflies to me show transportation. Not even to me, they show transformation. So you're slowly trying to embody yourself better. This Queen of Cups talks about beauty and confidence and improved intuition. I do feel that you may lack maturity. Also has a negative connotation, right? I do feel that you just lack the knowledge and the wisdom to understand what you're going through and understand the magnitude of what your wish about your wishes. So I do feel that you have like very long-term goals and big dreams and wishes, and you just don't really know how to tackle it. Like, you don't even know where to start to make your dreams come true. So you're just currently in the energy, like, you're happy, you're satisfied, but at the same time, you know that there's something bigger and something out of your control happening. So I do feel like currently you don't know what path to take. You don't even know if you should take a step forward or not. Like, you haven't gotten the solid, tangible message of do this, do that, or like you don't really know what role you're playing right now in your life. Because there's something that you want and you don't want to mess it up. I don't think you're necessarily afraid. You're just kind of confused. I feel confusion is the thing. When you have a lot of cups, that shows that you go with your creativity, your emotions, and your intuition. So you are aware that things are happening, but you're not like 100% clear. You don't understand fully the extent of everything, because you only have your own perspective, and your own perspective is still based on the awareness that you have and that you carry. So you're not like 100% there. You are a little bit confused, or you just don't see the bigger picture yet, or you just don't understand the details. That's kind of what I mean. Like, you know the checkpoint, you know your goals, you know what you want, but you don't really know how to get there. And I think that's one of the biggest things. And you trust in your spirit guides, but you also don't really seem to understand what it is that they want you to do to make your dream come true. You may actually be in a period where you're not being told what to do. It's kind of like those times it's like, do what you want, and then you're like, am I on the right path? And it's like, yeah, you're on the right path. And then you're like, okay, then what do I do? You're on the right path. That's like the answer you get. It's kind of like, you didn't answer me, so what do I do next? And it's like, you're doing great. And it's like, okay. But what do I do next? You're asking a question of like something a little bit more specific, and it's just not really coming through. Cause I'm gonna tell you something that maybe you're a little bit annoyed to hear, but you are on the right path. Continue. And some of you are gonna be like, what does that mean? What is the right path? What are you talking about? And it's like you're slowly, like, I feel that your reversals are not because you're avoiding it or that it's necessarily blocked. It's more like you're slowly going to turn some of these reversals up. Like, you're slowly going to mature and become this King of Cups. You're slowly going to learn, because right now you're a Queen of Cups, right? So you're very intuitive, you're very straightforward, like your discernment is pretty good, but you are not in a place, you're not in the place to start taking action. You are still focusing primarily on yourself. You are still lacking like the full way of communicating effectively how you feel and how you think, and also within yourself and to other people. So you're still working through that. So you're not fully in the Queen of Swords energy. Like, it's not that you are doing something wrong, it's you're just not quite there. But that's because, and you don't have to force yourself to be this King of Cups upright or this Queen of Swords upright. It's just that you're slowly evolving within yourself, and you just have to the role that you're playing is just continue living your life, and you will slowly become the person that you have to become to reach the goals that you're going for. So I do feel there's still, like, the message here is like, continue working on yourself. Like, I do feel that's a very big message with you guys. Continue working on yourself in the sense of do what you want to do and try to figure out what you want to do as well. Like, if you don't even know what to do, that's fine. Try everything in a healthy way, and you will slowly figure out, okay, I don't like this, okay, I like this, and you will find a path that works for you. So right now, you're currently going through a period of just figuring out what life means to you and how to live life. That's like the biggest thing I see right here. You trust that whatever goal and dream that you have is going to come true. Continue trusting it, it will come true. And also, it's like a slow process. I do feel that whatever it is that you're aiming for, or whatever it is that you want, is a big thing, and it requires a lot of pieces coming together. So it's of those things that the pieces are slowly going to fall together at the right time. and when I mean the right time is like, if you need one person to be in one spot to tell you this one thing, and they have to be in a certain mood so they can make something happen, that is going to happen whenever it has to happen. Just be ready for that. And when I mean be ready is that if all of a sudden you feel, oh, I should go here, or like I really want to go to this place, go. If you can, go ahead and do it. When I mean they, your spiritual team might be whispering to you, we have to do this, we have to be here so we can make this other thing happen, or something like that. So just trust. Okay, so a card that is very important for you guys is New Moon in Gemini. Communication is key. And the other card that we have is New Moon. A new start is coming. So this is the third pile that I have done so far. And it seems like you are all currently in an energy of beginnings. Because New Moon is all about new beginnings, new chapters, a new journey, a new path. So you're all... okay. So pile 3, you are definitely going through a period of just starting something new. A new start is coming. I do feel that you may be entering a path of just having to trust. I do feel, and communication is key. I do feel communication within yourself, with your environment, with other people, and also with your spirit guides. So just trust that you know what you're doing. Trust that you will be able to adapt if you have to. Also trust that you can be stable if you have to. Like, trust that you know what's up. Trust that your intuition is there. Trust that the messages that you're getting are messages and not just something that you're making up for yourself. Like, trust. I do feel that trust is very important when you're working with your spiritual team, because sometimes they tell you things that are too good to be true, and you're like, yeah, okay, whatever, but that's because they can see more than we can. So it's kind of like we see our own weaknesses, and they're like, they're not weaknesses. It's just that's just where you are right now. It's not a weakness. It's just what it is. So you know, that's the thing. So I do feel that with Gemini, though, I do feel that with you guys, maybe Gemini season might be important, which is end of March. Oh my God, you heard me, end of March. Anyways, so what I mean is end of May, beginning of June. That is Gemini season. It could also mean that maybe communication and learning new things could be very interesting and good for you. Short trips, like, you know, going to the mall, going to work, going to school, or going to visit someone, or just hanging out could be a way of getting what you want, or leading you down the path and be on the places that will be needed for you to be in. I don't know how else to describe it, but that's kind of what I mean, you know, because Gemini is about short trips. Well, that's third house. Yeah. I think that's all I have to say for pile 3. So yeah, you're currently just going through a period. You're just going with the flow, and you're trusting that your dreams are going to come true, and you're also seem to just be focusing on yourself. So pile 3, continue focusing on yourself. We have the red Jasper for you, and the red Jasper is, well, red, which is the color of the root chakra. So continue grounding your energy, continue grounding your thoughts. If you work on creative fields, feel free fields, then continue working on them, continue having fun, continue doing what you love, continue following your heart, and ground your ideas, ground yourself, ground your energy, and plant it and root yourself and be ready for the journey. I do feel that you may not know exactly where to go or what direction to take, but with time you're going to just walk down the right path, because you are just growing and developing in such a way that it was meant to be. You know, with your you're taking your own time, you're finding the path that you have to find. You know, I feel like with you guys, it's just live life and you're good to go. When you tell other people, work on yourself, do this, do that, you guys kind of already do that, so there's no need for me to tell you that, because that's already like coded in your path, if that makes sense. That's already within your personality, so you don't need that type of advice. You already do it. So just continue doing you, and you're doing great. So yeah, with all that said, pile 3, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for staying all the way to the end. I hope this was fun, entertaining, or at least you were able to learn something from this, or you know, I hope I was able to provide some good advice or some new insight that could be helpful or useful. and feel free to share this with anyone, and look forward to my next pick a card reading, which will be part 2 of this series, which will talk about your career, so you can continue your pick your own adventure pick a card readings. And I do feel that you guys are very like up in the air, very dreamy, because I can almost feel like my soul detaching from my body, and by that I mean I feel a little bit of an airhead. But yeah, I will leave that there. Love and healing from my part to you. Thank you so much, Pile 3, for being here, and see you on the next one, whenever that is, however that is. Bye. Hello, Pile 4. How are you doing? For those of you that picked the Amethyst group, or Pile 4, or the traditional Manga tarot, let's see how you're currently doing. So how is Pile 4 currently doing? How is Pile 4's current energy? Okay, we have the Six of Cups reversed. Oh, okay. We have the Three of Wands, the Four of Wands, upright, the Tower upright, and the Three of Swords. You guys have a lot to say, and it seems like you guys are pretty quick. Pile 4, how are you currently doing? You have the Moon reversed. How is Pile 4 currently doing? We have the Devil, the Nine of Wands, the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, how is Pile 4 currently doing? Oh, we have the Nine of Cups, the Ten of Cups, the Ten of Wands, and the Ten of Pentacles reversed. So you guys got a little bit more cards, which is fine. It's nothing too crazy, that's why I'm taking it. If it was too crazy, I'll be like, oh no, you guys are going back. Let me move them a little bit so you can see them a little bit better. Well, like there is space, but that's kind of like a bundle of its own. Let's unbundle this bundle, guys. So Pile 4, seems like you're going through a rough time. You know, plain and simple. I guess, okay, for those of you that picked the Amethyst group, Amethyst is a good crystal to use when you want to do some cleansing for yourself. It's nice and soothing, and it's very healing, and it does get rid of a lot of negativity if necessary. So feel free to use it if you feel a little bit of a Debbie Downer. But yeah, let's talk about your rough times. How about that? So it's not completely bad, but we do have a lot of like I do feel like your highs are very high and your lows are very low. So you're not getting any in-betweens right now, Pile 4. Let's talk about some of your difficult cards. You have the Tower reverse, the Three of Swords, you have the Moon reverse, which could be good or bad, I'm not too sure yet. You have the Devil, the Nine of Wands, and the Ten of Wands. Over here, some of the good cards that you have are the Four of Wands, the Three of Wands, the Wheel, the Nine of Cups. Like, you have some very good things and some things that seem to be a little bit rough. The in-betweens right now that we have is the Moon, the Six of Cups reversed, and the Ten of Pentacles reversed, because yeah, they are reversed, but I'm not too sure why that's the case right now. So because of that, it could mean something good, it could mean something bad, or it could just be you just don't see these things, and that's why they're reversed. Not necessarily that they're not there, not necessarily that you don't have them or you will never get them. It's just you don't see it yet, or it's not there, or something along those lines. So let's see. The first card that pops out, the Tower, actually. Let's start with the Tower then. So it seems like you're currently going through some periods of transformation and change. We have Mars energy right here with the Tower, so you feel like your world may be crumbling down. So you may be in a situation that's a little bit difficult. We have the Three of Swords, so you may feel a lot of heartbreak. So those changes and transformations and difficulties have caused you to be in a little bit of a heartache. It could be that you are in a difficult situation, similar to a previous pile. Someone had the Tower as well. But yours could be related to love, because I'm starting to see, like, you know, the Devil has the Lovers right here. That's usually what the two people there are the lovers. Then you have also this woman right here in this Four of Wands, and Four of Wands talks about home, so you may be having some situationship right there with a potential relationship. And also we have the Six of Cups reversed, that could be someone from the past coming through and you're not too content with it or happy with it, or something a little bit rough. So that's something that I'm seeing right here, that some of you could currently be going through like a heartbreak of a relationship potentially. This could be a same-sex relationship, and if it's not romantic and if it's platonic, then you may be going through a rough friendship, or a friendship that is going like it feels like home, it feels good. It could be a childhood friendship, but it might be something that you have to let go of because it's not in alignment with your energy anymore. That could be for some of you. I do feel that this one's going to be a little bit divided, because of the extreme of good and bad energies that we have here, of the positive and the negatives, of the difficulties and the ease of energies. And we have the moon. The moon usually talks about confusion, but with it being reversed, I'm guessing that either you're out of the forest or you are in the thick of it, so you can't see anything. You're so confused that you're numbed and you don't even know you're confused. You're not even aware of what the issue is at hand because you're so deep into the problem. Especially with the devil right next to it. The devil is talking about all those illusions. Talks about the devil also talks about feeling trapped or being under the illusion that you're trapped. It could be holding you back somehow. We have Capricorn energy, Pisces energy with these two cards. The wheel is Jupiter energy, so expanding, but we'll talk about expansion in a little bit. It also feels like you have your guard up. We have the Nine of Wands and the Three of Swords, so you're protecting your little heart. You're a little bit defensive. You have your walls up, and it could be because of a past relationship or something that's currently happening. It's causing you to close up. You're clamping up, and that is a little bit of a burden, because the Ten of Wands talks about burdens. But actually, let's kind of like zoom in to these three cards. So the first card that came up is the Nine of Cups. The Nine of Cups talks about someone that feels satisfied, someone that had one too many cups of wine, if you know what I mean, someone that's been drinking a little bit, but it's so talking about feeling satisfied. You've indulged in something that makes you happy, and because of that, you are emotionally very satisfied and very content. But we also have the Ten of Wands. The Ten of Wands talks about burdens. It talks about having too many responsibilities that you're carrying with you, and it's difficult to move forward because of those difficulties. And you are carrying this very heavy burden within you. But I do feel that it doesn't feel that bad right now. After that, we have the Ten of Pentacles. So you have two tens right here talking about ending something. You don't have that many swords, actually. You only have one sword energy, so you're not thinking too much. You guys are taking a lot of action because there's a lot of wands, and wands talk about taking action and moving forward. But yeah, you have a Nine of Cups, a Ten of Wands, and a Ten of Pentacles, so you're definitely ending something. You're leaving something behind and moving towards something, towards the future, something that could be better, or it could be bad. Like, you could be going downhill, or you could be going uphill. That I don't know yet, but it's a change for sure. You're definitely ending a chapter and starting a new one. This Ten of Pentacles reverse tells me that it's you may be working towards something that has no future, or something that you find it hard to believe, or if it was, or maybe you were doing something that made you something that made you happy, something that fulfilled you, something that made you very content, but then it became very burdensome and too many responsibilities to bear, and then it made it very hard for you to move forward and go through with your plans. And because of that, this dream that you were hoping for is not coming true, or it's taking longer, or it's not worth it for you anymore. I'm not sure. I do feel that this one it could be leaning more towards it's something that makes you happy, but it's a very difficult and rocky path to go through, and because of that, you may be losing hope in making it happen. Like, I do feel that's kind of like the progression of these three cards. That's kind of like what's going on. we do have the Wheel of Fortune, so there is hope, right, that things are going to get better. So you guys may be currently going through a period of not being able to see things in a positive way, or you guys may be going through a period of like things are not working out, your defenses are up, you're under the illusion that it's not going to work out. I'm starting to see the picture. We started with the Tower. We have 2 cards about being under the illusion that something's not working, and then we have 2 cards about talking about being a little bit defensive, feeling a little bit putting your guard up and protecting your heart. And we start with the Tower, which is like, I do feel the Tower is like a domino effect. Something tipped off the balance within your life, and that's creating a lot of difficult moments, a lot of situations that are just not working up, a lot of clashing energy. Again, the Tower is a Mars card, and Mars is the planet of war, so there will be a lot of changes. It doesn't mean that you're gonna be like fighting people left and right. It doesn't mean that you're gonna be like going to war. It just means that you're constantly going to encounter challenges. The Tower usually means that your foundation is getting completely destroyed, but that's supposed to be because you're building upon a stronger foundation. You're creating this new future in this new home under better circumstances, because now you carry with you the knowledge and the experience and the growth you have gathered within your life. So you're building something better. The Tower card is not supposed to be a bad card, but it's not necessarily an easy card. Now that I think about it, we have the Tower and the Four of Wands, so you're definitely building home. You're building something that makes you happy. You're looking towards the future for something a little bit more stable, something that is grounded and rooted on a foundation that is strong, a foundation that is stable, a foundation that promises good fortune, especially with the Wheel of Fortune. Now let's talk about some of like the good things that you have right here. You have the Three of Wands and the Wheel of Fortune. So you are waiting or looking towards what it is that you have and figuring out how to ask for help, or you have already asked for help. The Three of Wands is usually the energy of someone that is getting external aid, or it's getting potential partnerships and deals for your business. To me, the Three of Wands is a good business card, but we're talking about your current energy, so this could be in relation to your career, but it doesn't really have to. Yes, the Wheel of Fortune could talk about money, but I do see the Wheel of Fortune as just good luck. So you're gonna be getting some good luck with your partnerships, maybe new projects in your career. Good business is going to happen because you just have the right tools or the right people, or just the right timing for things. Like, oh, someone needed to do something that was exactly what you were working on, and boom, it just works. It just happens. The wheels are turning, so things are happening, things are changing, things are moving, and it's within your, the odds are in your favor. Also, both, the wheel talks about Jupiter, and Jupiter is a ever expanding planet. It's always it could talk about foreign energies. It could talk about learning from different cultures. The word I just got was cross-pollination, so you're learning from other cultures and bringing it towards yours, and adapted it in such a way that could mutually benefit both, or just benefit one. It's just an exchange of ideas from very different perspectives, and they're very different ways of school of thoughts and very different ways of thinking that you can grow and expand from that. And the Three of Wands talks about expanding beyond your horizons. Like, you look at what you have and you're figuring out a way to go beyond that and work towards that. Like, you're thinking of ways to expand and ways to change and grow. So you're currently doing that as well. I'll put this ones together too. I do feel that, okay, the Six of Cups talks about the past, but it's reversed. I do feel that something from your past may be holding you back, so maybe things didn't work out as you had wished before. I do feel that with these two kids, maybe you may have some trust issues with the people that you work with. Like, you're kind of like, no, I'll do things alone, or you don't really like to work with other people, or you find it very difficult to work with other people, or you find it a little bit burdensome to work with those people, so you may have grown to just not have faith in working with other people. that could be something. Or maybe someone from your past that you don't like is coming forward and making it difficult for you to concentrate and focus on your own thing. Like, the Six of Cups here doesn't strike me as something super bad, but it feels just like something burdensome. Like, you know, like having a rock in your shoe. It's like, yeah, you can get rid of it, but the moment that it's there, it's just very annoying. Like, it's not like super painful, it's just uncomfortable. So it's an uncomfortable energy, I feel, with the Six of Cups reversed. But the kids look happy, so that's good. I do feel that you may not see things as clearly anymore with this moon card. The moon is telling me, with it being reversed, it kind of feels like you're just not seeing things as clearly as you wish you could, or things are just not making sense for you. But I do feel that these 3 cards kind of show the general energy of all of these other cards, right? It's something that you want to do, and you're looking forward to it, something that satisfies you, something that makes you happy. But then you're encountering a lot of obstacles, a lot of difficulties, and a lot of responsibilities to make your dream come true. And because of that, you're slowly kind of losing faith that's going to happen. Or you're kind of like, is there a future for this? I don't know about that. So I do feel that's kind of how it works here. Yeah, these are like some of the difficulties that you're encountering. External difficulties, making it a little bit unstable for you sometimes. And then not having full clarity of the situation. And that's just causing you pain. And it's causing you to be a little bit defensive, especially with having the background of just not really trusting other people or liking to work with other people. But then things are working in your favor. You may not see it yet, or you see hints of it sometimes, but it's not fully there. Like, you're seeing a little bit more of that tower rather than the Wheel of Fortune, or maybe you don't even realize that this hiccup is supposed to be something that's helping you and it's a benefit for you, but you don't realize it yet. Like, maybe you're still like going downhill and you don't realize that you're reaching a climax. Like, you're getting there. Like, you're not going down, it's a hard way up. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but yeah, like, it's not an easy path towards your dream, but it's not supposed to be like you're going through a very difficult moment. I don't think that's the case. Okay, what I mean difficult moment is like, this is not going against you, this is supposed to help you. Let's see. I do feel that some of you may find it kind of difficult to follow the path that you are told to follow, because here we have Pisces and Capricorn energy. To me, Pisces energy is someone that is very easy to adapt to change, someone that goes with the flow, someone that can see, well, yeah, I do see Pisces as like a chameleon type of energy, someone that's able to adapt very good to their environment, someone that's able to change pretty easily, someone that is able to go with the flow. But then you have Capricorn, that's a little bit more of a restricting sign. A Capricorn is one that likes structure. It is one that likes to have things planned out, so they don't really go with the flow, they just go with their plans. They like to see a lot towards the future. Well, Pisces is a sign that's just trying to survive in the present. Like, it's dreamy. So that's the few times that Pisces is not in its present form. It's just dreamy and thinking and wishing and hoping. It's, you know, I mean, Pisces is ruled by Neptune, which is a planet of illusions, and it's a planet of, you know, spiritual as well. So that could be a thing. With this moon card, you have a wolf and a dog, so you may be going through a difficulty of following your pure instincts and what your survival instincts are in our modern version of society, if that makes sense. Like, I'm talking about your lizard brain / monkey brain, and then your human brain. I'm talking about your ego and your desires, your lizard brain. I'm talking about your lizard. You're a lizard. Okay, I'm joking. So yeah, I do feel that maybe through dreams and meditation, like, maybe you could get messages through that, but that's not like a big thing for pile 4. You could just be doing that. I feel like with the wheels are turning, it could be like the pace of time in your life is finally going through, as much as it could be like you're your gears are turning, so you're getting ideas, you're understanding things better. Let's see, what else am I seeing? Someone old. You may want to talk to your elders or someone that's older than you or a senior of yours that could give you an idea of what you're going through. Like, maybe you may be a little bit confused, so maybe you talk to someone that has gone through this, or someone that has a little bit more experience in your field, or just somebody that you trust. Like, maybe you talk to them about the thing that you're feeling, the thing that you're going through. You're going to be able to see that it just takes time, or maybe you're going to get the right advice as to how to move forward, to, you know, continue down the path to make your dreams come true. Like, I do feel that you have a lot of responsibility, so maybe you should work with other people so you can alleviate a little bit of your workload, or maybe you should talk to other people to be motivated again, you know, feel this 9 of cups again, or just, yeah, I do feel like some good old wisdom is going to help you out. Just figure out where you're standing and get a clear idea of your future path. Now let's see the last two cards that you have here with the Moonology Oracle. We have the South Node, don't let your past hold you back. That seems to be a very strong call to the Six of Cups, and with the Six of Cups reversed. And then you have Full Moon in Virgo, you are good enough. So you are going through, you're ending a cycle, which seems to be a very big thing. So we have 9, 9, 10, 10, 10 out of 10? Okay, sorry. So yeah, you seem to just be about to end something. You're ending a cycle. And the full moon is supposed to be a symbol of ending that cycle. Full moons are the end of chapters, the end of a journey, you know, the end. But with the you are good enough, you may be lacking a little bit of confidence, or you may feel like, oh, I can't accomplish this dream, or I can't do this because I lack the skills, I lack the knowledge, I lack the experience, I lack this and that. We have 2 green cards, so you may have to work with your heart space, you know, to give yourself that self-worth, that confidence, that happiness, the satisfaction, the doing what you want to do because you're happy, because that fulfills you, because that makes you feel good. Doing those things rather than following that path of like, I thought this is what will make me happy, I'm just doing this because it's the right thing, quote unquote. So basically, do as you wish, as long as it doesn't hurt you or other people. You're good to go. But the South Node tells me there's something from your past that's holding you back, meaning that it could be you may be going through a period of thinking a lot towards your past, and the people are coming back. I feel like another pile got something similar as well, of like people from the past coming back again. Or maybe you may have to do some childhood healing. You know, the Six of Cups talks about children, not necessarily children of like you're gonna have children, but children as in like your childhood. So maybe you have to do some childhood healing. So heal your inner child usually means doing some shadow work. It's kind of exploring those irrational fears that you don't really know where they came from, and then you slowly realize, oh, it's something that happened in the past, or oh, it could be something from my parents, or something from my environment in the past, something along those lines. So I do feel that you guys have to touch your heart and try to figure out some of the things that are holding you back because of the past, or try to encourage yourself that you're doing a good job. You know, give yourself those pats in the backs once in a while, so like that you don't feel that burden of like, oh, I'm going nowhere, I'm just walking and carrying all this responsibility. And you know, Virgo, when it's not in a healthy space, tends to overwork themselves. They may have some health issues because Virgo does talk about health. It does talk about your service as well. You know, Virgos are a very hardworking and organized sign, and they like to have things in order. So I do feel that you guys may take a lot of responsibilities. Like you bite more than you can chew, that type of thing. You take more than you can handle. So you are good enough in the sense that you have the skills. You don't have to prove yourself to no one. So try to make sure that you are kinder to yourself. I do feel that currently you're in that energy where you want to do a lot of things to just make your dream come true, but there's the situation may be not fully right, or like it's slowly turning into your favor. So, you know, don't give up that type of energy. Yeah, things may be a little bit difficult. You may not see things as clearly as before, but again, don't give up. Things are going to start working towards something better. Maybe things didn't work as smoothly before, or maybe you're currently going through a rough patch as well, but that doesn't mean that things are not going to get better. Things are going to change, and it seems like it's going to be something good, but it seems like it's going to take some time. It seems like you're, you know, it's like it's snail pace, slow moving energy to get this 10 of Pentacles upright. This Wheel of Fortune turning, that outside help to finally come through. It seems like there's some holdups and some hang-ups and burdens that are kind of holding you back a little bit. So that will just cause you to overwork yourself and not put the energy where it counts, and you're just exhausting yourself for no reason. So that's it for pile 4. Thank you so much for watching. I do hope that this was a little bit encouraging, or some good advice, or I hope it clarifies some thoughts that you may have had, or some issues, or you know, maybe some confusion you may have had. I hope that this was at least fun, or a little bit entertaining, or maybe even interesting. I'll take interesting. Feel free to share this with other people if you feel this could help them out, or you feel this was fun. Feel free to share it with them as well. Feel free to comment down below if you feel like saying anything. I don't know what you would like to share, but go ahead. Also, look forward to my next pick a card reading, which will be part 2 of this reading, which will be the focus in your career. What else? Thank you for watching till the end. Love and healing from my parts to you. Seeing you on the next one, whenever that is, however that is, and